5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Impact Cube 2025. My name is Jim Stoltz, and I'll be your host for today's journey into the future of Google Ads growth. Sounds good, huh? Because here's the truth. The bigger you grow, the tougher it gets to keep performance sharp. That's why top business owners, e-commerce managers, and Google Ads specialists turn to automation. And that's easier said than done, of course, but that is exactly what today is all about. We've lined up incredible experts, practical strategies, and even a few surprises along the way, all to help you grow. But first, let's take a look at our program. So we'll be kicking things off with an opening keynote, building the next generation of ad strategy with Robert Kiesling from Channable. Then Ruben Runneboom from Task Force will show us how to auto-optimize your shopping feed with AI. Next, Thomas Wilson from Channable will help us shift gears from a ROAS to a POAS strategy. Jakob from Ondevi will reveal 3 unconventional Black Friday hacks you'll want to implement this year. After a short break, Sem Tielemans from Product Hero will show us what CSS can really bring to your ad strategy. And then we'll keep the energy going with Arthur Lubrano from Channable, sharing how to elevate your ad creatives. And finally, a big one, Channable's AI suite. It's an announcement with Anisha Tiwari. Plenty to look forward to, and if you ever lose track, don't worry, the full agenda is always there on the right side of your screen. Now, here's something exciting. This is the 5th edition of the Impact Cube, and let's take a look at the numbers, shall we? Because over the years, more than 10,000 viewers have tuned in. 40+ industry experts have shared their knowledge, and countless strategies have been put into action. So, yes, let's keep this going, because each edition grows bigger, better, and dare I say, bolder. And none of this would be possible without Channable, your multi-channel platform for e-commerce. Channable helps professionals like you list, advertise, optimize all your millions of products across channels. From feed management and PPC automation to insights and performance segmentation. It's built to make your growth scalable. That's what we want, right? Before we bring on our first speaker, let me quickly walk you through how today's game works, because we have some gamification elements. Throughout the event, you'll be collecting digital cards. Digital cards, right? Each card unlocks a special insight, and the more you collect, the closer you'll get to completing the full Impact Cube. Now, if you got any questions along the way, just drop them into the Q&A tab. Our team will be answering live during the presentations, and after the event, we'll also send you a full set of answers by email. And of course, don't forget, the chat is your space to swap insights with peers and keep the conversation going in real time. All right, are you ready? Let's kick things off with our opening keynote. You're about to hear fresh ideas and powerful strategies for the future of Google Ads growth. Please welcome Robert Kiesling.
In a world that's quickly becoming AI first, our goal is to find the right balance between the power of automation and the control that we, as advertisers, need to deliver real growth. Let's start with a simple fact. Google is now an AI company. This isn't a future trend, it's our reality today. Automating campaign management with PMAX is not only the new default, it's the biggest change to advertising we've seen in a decade. And we've adapted our strategies to win in this new environment. Unfortunately, this automation also came with trade-offs. First, these systems can feel like a black box. We lose visibility and can't easily track where our budget is going. Second, our goals don't always align with Google's. Their algorithm is designed to optimize for overall account performance, while it is our job to get the best possible results from every campaign and every product. And this puts us in a difficult position. We have less control, but we're still fully accountable for the results. We're faced with the classical advertiser's dilemma. On the one hand, we can go all in on automation to get maximum reach, but we sacrifice control. The other option is to stick with manual campaigns for precision, but then we lose the ability to scale. For real, sustainable growth, neither of these options alone work. At Channable, we believe that this is a false choice. You shouldn't have to sacrifice control for scale. And our vision is simple. Don't fight the machine, but feed it. The secret to navigating the black box is giving it the best possible instructions, using your product feed as the wheel to steer the algorithm. It all comes down to the simple truth. Better data in means better results out. So how does that work in practice? Using a hybrid approach, you can combine the massive reach of PMAX with the precision of a feed-driven strategy. And this is how you take back control. It allows you to segment products by profitability. You can guide the algorithm to focus your budget where it will have the most impact, and you can unlock new audiences along the way. And this isn't just a theory, it's a proven strategy that our customers are using today. Take the agency Adwise. Their client SRT, they use their feed to boost all profitable products within their PMAX campaigns. And the result? A 50% increase in ROAS. Or look at Noirfonds. They used performance data to focus ad spend only on their winning products. They boosted ROAS by 30% and they cut costs by 25%. So getting your product data right, the segmentation, the profitability, should be the foundation of your strategy. It's how you win today. But we must also look to the next frontier of control. What happens when we apply this same intelligence, not just to where the ad goes, but what the customer actually sees? The creative has become the critical asset. It's the final touch point that turns a perfect placement into a purchase. This means that the next level of growth isn't just about feeding the machine good data, it's about feeding it the best possible visuals and text to ensure your winning products get winning ads. Imagine being able to dynamically generate the most compelling images and copy at scale. Now, let's zoom out. We've talked about data optimization and the new challenge of creative optimization. But the problem is, all of these strategies still require a huge amount of manual effort. So this is where we need a new fundamental shift. It brings us to a bigger question. Is there a way to remove all of that initial friction? What if the entire process of mapping field and building campaigns could be eliminated, letting you start an advanced strategy with a single click? That would free you up to focus on what really matters, the work that actually drives growth, setting a high-level strategy and mastering your creativity. This vision is what drives everything we do at Channable. Throughout today, you will hear from experts on how to master every level of your advertising strategy. And later this afternoon, my colleague Anisha will take the stage to answer that big what-if question that I asked earlier. She will be unveiling the next chapter of our company, the Channable AI Suite. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. This is it for me. Back to you, Jim.
What a great way to kick off the program. Thank you so much, Robert. As you just pointed out, AI is becoming the key, not just for Google, but for every specialist looking to gain a competitive edge. And our next speaker, Ruben Runneboom from Taskforce, has put this into practice in a big way. He leads a team of 19 senior performance marketing specialists focused on e-commerce, delivering tailored Google, Microsoft, and social ads solutions with measurable results. And his agency has been recognized among the top 50 PPC experts worldwide. He's going to show us how he and his team built a methodology to auto-optimize customer shopping feeds with AI and feedback loops. Get ready to unlock level 1. Over to you, Ruben.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today. Over the next few minutes, I will show you how our team has been experimenting with AI to solve one of the biggest pain points in e-commerce advertising: optimizing product feed with inconsistent or bare minimal feeds. During this session, I will also showcase an actual example of how we leverage the system that our senior Google Ads expert Casper Benschop has developed for our client MediSafe. So let's start with the main challenge we face in many of our accounts. Rules in feed optimization tools like Channable are used when you want to make broad, standardized changes to a large number of products in your feed at once, instead of writing individual rules for each case. For example, setting all the product titles to start with a brand name, or removing certain characters across all product descriptions. Bulk rules let you apply one consistent transformation or filter the entire feed in one go. They're perfect when you want to standardize data, enforce structure, or apply universal logic. However, these rules have some limitations when a feed is inconsistent, when important attributes are missing. Lookup tables can solve some issues, but they are not scalable. So the first step we took to tackle these challenges was to define this hypothesis. If we automatically added unused product attributes to titles using real search data and a continuous feedback loop, we could boost ROAS and CTR by at least 10%. Once that hypothesis was clear, it was time to go back to the drawing board. First, we had to decide which account would offer the biggest opportunity for impact. In this case, it was our client MediSafe. Then we looked at the data sources. Which one can we combine and leverage to build our self-optimizing system? In this case, we combine organic search data and performance data from our Google Ads account, along with experiences we have developed over the last 2 decades. So how do we set up a proper testing environment? Because A/B testing with shopping feed isn't possible within the standard features of Google Ads. And how are we going to extract and combining the data in a scalable way? And of course, and how do we build a feedback loop that can actually optimize the product feed itself over time without any manual labor? To solve all these question marks, we created this process. We started pulling data from an existing product feed that is connected to our main Google Ads account. We export all the relevant attributes from the product feed into our master spreadsheet. Then we bring in data from Markeffect. This software allows us to gather organic data, search term data, and relate it back to the specific products based on their landing pages. At SKU level, we bundle all of these information together to one master spreadsheet. Next, we push the spreadsheet data via N8N into OpenAI. N8N connects all the data points, and OpenAI does the magic. For each SKU, OpenAI generates 2 alternative product titles. One based on the additional attributes from the base feed, and another title based on organic search term data from Markeffect. If neither source is available, OpenAI follows our detailed vertical specific instructions to rewrite the title, allowing the system to learn from a past experience. The 2 new titles then are pushed back into the master spreadsheet as separate attributes. This step built on the bulk rules we used previously. Bulk rules are effective when feeds are consistent, but since the real-world data often includes differences in capitalizations or abbreviations or maybe spacing, this is the approach adds flexibility to handle those variations more smoothly. From there, the master sheet is imported into Channable. Channable allows us to combine different data sources and automatically create 2 new product variants for each base product. While doing this, we set up a new product feed within Channable. We include the newly generated product variants in a separate product feed, which we send to a different merchant center linked to the Google Test account. This account is set up for testing alongside the main one, with campaigns configured for a nice geo-split test. Finally, we use performance scripts to monitor product level results in both Google Ads accounts. If the product variations meet certain thresholds, we compare the performance. The winning variants are pushed back through the master spreadsheet and Google into the Google Ads main account, ensuring only the best performer remain there. The losing variants re-enter the loop where they get another chance to improve over time. We had this setup live for about 2 months now with one of our clients, MediSafe. They are a medical retailer active in the US, the UK, and across whole Europe. Since launching, the self-optimized system has already created about 20 winning alternatives on the total products of 80 products. For context, the products that were not adjusted that had an average ROAS of 7.4 and a CTR of 1%. The newly generated products, on the other hand, are averaging a ROAS of 10.1 and a CTR of 1.7. Our next step is to build a DSA campaign, a dynamic search ads campaign based on these optimized products, to dominate the SERP and advertise on product level. The search terms generated by those campaigns will also be integrated back into the flow with Channable that way. We'll continue feeding the system with more and more high quality data that way. And that's how we're moving forward to a fully automated AI-powered product feed optimization strategy. Thanks for having me. Back to Jim.
Thank you so much. Exciting stuff. Thank you so much. That is exactly the kind of optimization that frees up your time and boosts scalability, right? Now it's time to unlock our first level. I'm curious what kind of reward we have in store for you. Let's find out.
G'day, Mike Rhodes here from 8020agent.com, and I trust you're enjoying the Impact Cube from Channable. I have a question for you. 5% or 100%? Of what, Mike? Of your total business income over the past 12 months. Or if you're working in a business, your total salary for the past 12 months. Get that number in your head and then work out what 5% of it is. That is the amount I believe you need to be investing over the next few months in your AI literacy, in understanding how your job and the tasks that you do are going to change because of AI and automation. Because I truly believe if you stick your head in the sand or you wait too long, then you risk 100% of that number that you just thought of a moment ago. You risk being obsolete. I do not want you to be obsolete. I want you to be indispensable. And you don't need to be too far ahead of the rest of the pack to make yourself indispensable, but you have to start very, very soon, like now, and understand how AI and automation is going to affect all of those tasks that you do. Your job isn't going away. Your job is just a bundle of tasks. Many of those tasks may stay quite similar to how they are now, but many of those tasks are going to change unrecognizably, and many more are going to disappear completely. Your job right now is to understand which tasks could benefit from AI or automation and which ones won't. You do that by getting in, by playing, by experimenting with these tools, by investing in yourself and in the people that work for you. Will you be ready? Because this isn't coming soon. This is here now. This is happening. We might all be completely wrong about AI, and maybe it is overhyped. Maybe it's a fad. Maybe it all disappears. I very much doubt it. But do you want to take that risk? I think you can invest 5% or risk 100%. Now, I've heard that Channable have some amazing announcements coming towards the end of the day, some of them even about AI. So hang around for those. I'm Mike Rhodes. I'll see you next time.
Wow, Mike Rhodes, everyone. What a fantastic surprise. I mean, if there is a legend or an expert out there, it's Mike Rhodes. He's a legend in the world of Google Ads scripts, and he has helped countless PPC experts all around the world. And this brings me to a question to you. If you are watching right now, tell me, who of you has used one of his scripts? Do let us know in the comments by interacting with the emojis. And you can be creative with the emojis, okay? So that was level 1. Now get ready for level 2. And for that, we have Thomas Wilson, Community Engagement Manager at Channable. He's here to talk about ROAS versus POAS. You've probably noticed POAS is getting a lot of attention lately. While ROAS is great for measuring return on ad spend, POAS digs deeper and tells you about your actual product profitability. I'm sure Thomas has some nice insights to share with you all, so let's go.
Awesome. Well, Ruben has just been sharing some extremely valuable takes on product data optimization. And as we now have our product data structured and ready to go, it's time to move on to ad performance. Now, for years, digital marketeers have chased one metric above all else, ROAS. But what if I told you the very metric we've been optimizing for might be leaving money on the table? ROAS, or return on ad spend, has been the undisputed king, guiding our campaigns and dictating our budgets. However, the landscape is changing. Smart marketeers are realizing that revenue alone isn't profit. Today, we're going to explore a crucial evolution, the shift from ROAS to POAS, profit on ad spend. And why it's not just a buzzword, but a pathway to significantly higher profitability for your business. My name's Thomas, and in the next 10 minutes, I'll be walking you through why this shift is happening, its major benefits, and how you can start making more money by focusing on what truly matters, your bottom line. So let's dive into it. So, what exactly is ROAS? Well, simply put, it's your revenue generated for every euro spent on advertising. If you spend 100 euros and make 500 euros back, your ROAS is 5 times, or 500%. Now, for a long time, ROAS was the go-to metric because it's easy to understand, it's easy to track, and directly shows the immediate return on your ad investment. It's fantastic for quick campaign performance checks and scaling revenue. ROAS was basically the cool kid in the class. Everyone wanted to hang out with ROAS. Agencies promised high ROAS, brands celebrated hitting ROAS targets, and platforms optimized for it. It felt like the ultimate measure of success. But here's the catch. ROAS tells you about revenue, not profit. You could have a fantastic ROAS on a product with razor-thin margins and still be losing money. It doesn't account for your actual cost of goods, shipping, or operational overhead. Basically, it's a top-line metric in a bottom-line world. Now, this is where POAS, or profit on ad spend, enters the scene. POAS takes ROAS a step further by factoring in all your costs associated with the sale, your cost of goods sold, shipping, transaction fees, even returns. It's about understanding your true profit margin per conversion. Now, agencies and advertisers are slowly starting to realize this. So why is this shift happening? Well, as ad costs rise and competition intensifies, simply driving revenue isn't enough. Businesses need to be smarter about where every euro goes. C-suites and finance departments are also demanding a clearer picture of profitability from marketing efforts, not just top-line growth. At the moment, we live in a world where ad costs are reaching levels that we've never seen before, and competitiveness is genuinely fierce. New platforms are swooping in and increasing CPCs across all sectors, so this is the ideal time to be looking towards profit optimization. Now, the good news is, with modern tools, we now have the ability to integrate cost data and calculate profit at a granular level, which wasn't always feasible. So, what are the true benefits of POAS? Well, optimizing for POAS means that you're directing your ad spend to the products and campaigns that generate the most actual profit, not just the most revenue. You might discover that a campaign with a lower ROAS is actually more profitable because it's selling high-margin items. POAS helps you reallocate budget for maximum financial impact. It also fosters sustainable long-term growth by ensuring every marketing euro contributes positively to your net income. And now you might be thinking, okay, well, this sounds complex, but this is where Channable becomes incredibly powerful. With Channable, you can easily import your cost data, whether it's cost of goods sold, shipping, or even product-specific margins, and integrate it directly into your feed management. This means you can calculate POAS for every single product or category, and then use that data to optimize your bids and campaigns directly within your ad platforms. It basically transforms a complex calculation into an actionable strategy, making this switch to a profit-first approach surprisingly straightforward. All right, we've now locked down the definitions of ROAS and POAS, and the importance of keeping an eye on what drives growth for our business. This means that we're now ready to turn towards how to truly capitalize on this knowledge, and this is where performance-based product segmentation comes into the picture. Regardless of whether you ultimately decide to roll with ROAS or POAS as your main KPI, it's important to understand where your ad spend is going. And this is why product segmentation is so important. You see, a lot of e-commerce businesses don't actually have a clue which products are the most important to be pushing their budgets towards, which means they risk burning through money which could be working for them. Now, by starting to work with automated product segmentation based on ad performance, you can get a strong understanding of exactly which of your products are your top performers and are therefore worthy of receiving the majority of your ad spend. And be sure that those high-performing products are always in the right campaign. Now, if you are managing to properly automate your product segmentation, you will be able to reallocate your budgets towards the highest performing products and have all the right tools to boost your bottom line. Now, Channable can help you automate this performance-based product segmentation. Feel free to check that out. You will always have certain products that really outperform anything else. And it's, of course, very important to put a lot of focus on those products. I do, however, also want to quickly highlight that although product segmentation will get you a long way, it's not the holy grail. It's important to also consider your loss leaders, as they can be equally important. We can go back to the example from before of the online supermarket for a moment. Most online supermarkets don't make any money on selling milk, but they know that they would lose a lot of clients if they stopped selling it. Now, even though they are making the highest profit on the coffee beans in this case, it's important that there's still some kind of budget allocation towards the milk. Just keep this factor in mind. Don't remove all products that don't bring profit without a second thought, because they could be bringing something else. All right, time to tie it all together. While ROAS has served us well, the future of digital marketing profitability lies in POAS. It's about moving beyond just revenue and focusing on what truly impacts your business's health, your profit. If you take 3 things away from this session, let it be these 3 things. Optimizing purely for ROAS may mean that you're backing the products that don't make you any money. Optimizing for POAS guarantees that you're getting the most out of your ad spend. And you can get started with POAS optimization today with a low-maintenance solution like Channable. I also just want to put an important disclaimer out there and highlight that I'm not saying that ROAS is a completely useless metric. It does still have its uses. When you're making business decisions, make sure to properly use all the data that you have available to you. And now for my challenge to you. My challenge to you today is to start thinking about your profit margins. Explore how you can integrate your cost data into your marketing efforts. And if you're already using Channable, start leveraging its capabilities to calculate and optimize for POAS. Don't just chase revenue. Chase profit. The shift from ROAS to POAS is not just a trend. It's a fundamental change that will empower you to drive real, tangible financial success for your company. Thank you.
Thank you. And remember the milk.
Remember the milk.
That
Very
is basically
important.
the takeaway message, right? I'm curious, Thomas, in all your talks with experts, is this concept of product segmentation, is that well known? Is that something that people talk about amongst each other?
Product segmentation itself, yes. I think there's a very strong understanding that this is very important and it's going to bring a lot of value.
Right.
But most cases, they focus on ROAS because often they're bigger numbers and they look nicer.
Sure.
The ones who have started to catch on to the fact that POAS is also a pretty cool metric to be measuring on, well, they might be the ones that we start to see pulling ahead soon.
Nice. Okay, so I'm guessing the viewers right now are stepping into the modern age.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future. Thank you so much for being our guide there.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's unlock level 2 and see what's next. code unlocked. Hopefully everyone managed to get their passwords, right? And no worries, if you have not, you can find the link in the chat. We are here to help you. Okay, it's time to meet our next speaker, Jakob, co-founder and managing director of the agency Ondivi. His agency drives more than 150 million yearly e-commerce sales with Google and YouTube ads and has guided around 100 brands through Black Friday wins and losses. We're almost at the halfway mark. After Jakob's session, we'll take a quick break. So it's the perfect time to then grab a coffee, stretch your legs, etc. A little teaser before we move on. We've got more surprises ahead, including a special appearance from Google. But now it's time for Jakob.
I have a confession. I used to hate running Google ads on Black Friday. Why? Because the competition was so intense that ad costs went through the roof and margins got thinner every year. At some point, I realized if we wanted to win big, we had to stop playing the same game as everyone else. We needed smarter, different tactics. And today, I will show you 3 of those tactics. The goal? To help you drive more revenue and profit this Black Friday by approaching it differently than before. So let's dive right in. Hack number 1 is to run a VIP sale before Black Friday. Why should you do that? Let me show you one result we achieved last year for a home electronics brand. As you can see in the chart, we drove almost 40% more net revenue during the VIP sale than during Black Week itself. And margins were higher too. How was it possible? The reason is pretty simple. CPCs and CPMs peak during Black Week because basically everyone is running promotions. But a month earlier, competition is much lower. In this case, CPCs were only half the price compared to Black Week. So how should you set up a VIP sale? Run it 4 to 6 weeks before Black Week for a short period of 2 to 3 days. Communicate very clearly in all ads and on your website that you have a best price guarantee. That way, customers know that they don't have to wait for Black Friday to come. Your best deals are already live. To get the most out of this, run lead generation campaigns and collect email addresses from your target group. Then build hype with a short email sequence for both new subscribers and existing customers. So that's hack number 1. But what if you want to go even bigger on Black Friday itself? That brings me to hack number 2. Go big or go home with seasonal bid adjustments. There are basically 2 ways to run a Black Friday campaign. The first is like driving a Tesla on autopilot. You rely on search and shopping campaigns with target ROAS and let smart bidding do the work. That's fine for normal days, but on Black Friday, you want to spend a lot more than usual. And here's the problem. Smart bidding is based on the last 30 days, so your campaigns often don't even use the entire daily budget. Even lowering your target ROAS does not do the work sufficiently. That's why you need the second option, racing mode. This is where seasonal bid adjustments, or shortly SBAs, come in. With them, you take over the steering wheel and push the gas hard. You have to be careful not to lose control, but if you handle it well, you will definitely win the race against your competitors. So let me show you how they work. SBAs let you tell smart bidding that conversion rates will be higher during a specific time period, like Black Friday. When you do that, campaigns spend faster and more aggressively. You can find the SBAs under Tools and Settings, then you go to Budgets and Bidding, and after you click Adjustments, you will have the seasonality settings at your fingertips. Now, you could just set up one small SBA with a small increase, but my advice is to use multiple SBAs and go aggressive. For each campaign, we set up a separate SBA, and that way we have full control to increase or decrease it throughout the day. Quick disclaimer. If you scale hard, Google Ads KPIs alone are not enough. They are often delayed or misleading, especially on big sales days. That's why we always use a third-party tracking tool to monitor real-time marketing efficiency rate and contribution margin free. Last year, this approach gave us the confidence to push conversion rates increases of more than 700% during the day. For one key client, we profitably spent over 100K in just a single day. Here's an example with a chart that I brought for you. It shows the ad spend pattern of a PMAX campaign. And without SPAs, spending was slow. Even when we lowered the target ROAS, it didn't help. But when we switched on racing mode, starting with the first SPA at 9 AM, traffic and revenue instantly jumped by 300%. We then increased or decreased SPA every hour based on real-time performance. That's why the line goes up and down. And if you do it this way, you will unlock the full potential of PMAX and shopping campaigns. Now let's move on to hack number 3. Spin the flywheel faster. So what does that mean? Normally, you don't want to make too many changes in one ad account during the day. But on big days like Black Friday, you absolutely should make multiple intraday adjustments. But if you move fast, you also need to stay close to your client. For key accounts, we have done hourly checking calls during the day to make sure everyone was aligned and confident about scaling budgets aggressively. The second part of this hack is competitor analysis. Use auction insights to see how competitors are spending throughout the day, and sometimes you will spot short-term opportunities, like when a competitor pulls back, that you can use to scale even harder. And finally, the most important point. Always check control metrics beyond Google Ads. Don't rely on Google Ads data, like on Black Friday, when brands spend heavily across multiple channels, Google's numbers often lag behind reality. That's why you need to track real-time marketing efficiency rate and contribution margin free to know exactly what's happening in your business. All right, let's wrap this up. What are the 3 things you should do differently to make more revenue and profit on Black Friday? First, run a VIP sale and benefit from lower CPCs before the madness starts. Then, go big or go home. Use multiple SPAs to outspend competitors in racing mode. And last but not least, spin the flywheel faster. Make intraday adjustments, do hourly check-ins, monitor competition, and stay close to your control metrics. Now you have 3 really good tactics that will help you make more money on Black Friday this year. But of course, there's more to it. To make really sure you have everything in place, I want to give you our internal Black Friday cheat sheet. It's a step-by-step checklist we use to scale more than 100 e-commerce brands. Just scan the QR code, enter your email, and my team will send it to you. I think a link will also share it within the chat, so look out for that. And if you like today's content, I would love to stay in touch with you. Add me on LinkedIn and just scan the QR code as well. Also, feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding the presentation. Now, to end, I want to leave you with one question. What will you do differently this Black Friday compared to the ones before? Because if you change nothing, nothing changes. Thank you.
Nice. I like your one-liners. Also, go big or go home. There's some excitement around it. I scanned your QR code. This is great. So thank you, Jakob. With Black Friday and the holiday season right around the corner, I'm sure those tips were gold. So now it's time to unlock level number 3.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie from Vixen Digital. So one of the biggest mistakes that we see people make ahead of Black Friday is launching their Performance Max campaigns on the day. Machine learning needs time, and what we see happen time and time again is brand new campaigns, even with the best products and offers, tend to underperform. So one of the things you can do is to warm up your PMAX campaigns ahead of Black Friday and ahead of the surge. Here are my top tips on how to make that happen. So number 1 is launch your test campaigns early. Even if they have minimum budget, make sure that the algorithm has time to learn about your products. Number 2 is feed in any seasonal audiences. So that could be previous purchases, VIP customers, in-market audiences, any first-party data that you've got, add it to your campaigns in advance. Number 3 is test your creatives early. So test different designs, colors, fonts, CTAs, see what's working best, and use the best performing format of the ad for your Black Friday campaigns. Number 4 is, instead of putting all of your products into one campaign and one asset group, split them into mini campaigns, mini asset groups, and allow the system prioritize your best performance that will be in a separate asset group. And the last tip is, and I can't stress this one enough, is make sure that you check your tracking, budgets, any settings and bidding strategies that you've got ahead of the time. Because the last thing that you want to happen on a Black Friday morning is for something to break at the worst time possible. So if you follow all of these tips, you should have a warm PMAX campaigns, and in results, you should be spending less and selling more. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the Impact Cube.
All right, thank you, Maggie. Such a great addition to Jakob's presentation, I think. Well, it's time for that well-deserved break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and when we return, we've got CSS, ad creatives, and an exciting AI announcement. So don't go anywhere. Please return to the stream.
Heard you're moving toward the city, greener grass and smaller fields, fancy brunches, counting money, the kind of life you'd take if you could steal. I heard you're flying from the Midwest, had enough of these dirt roads. You aren't asking for forgiveness, so it must be there is nothing I am owed. It's been a long night, chasing all the demons, just a fist fight away. It's a hard life, searching for the reasons when I simply don't know a way to make you stay.
I don't wanna break your heart. Better be careful and let you down easy. Look, don't touch, baby. I line up the dominoes, 1, 2. Knock 'em down just for fun, and you fall for me. Cause I got what you need. Eeny, meeny, miny, more. Catch a lover by his door. Pick them up, then let them go. Going through the motions like it's my job. Eeny, meeny, miny, more. Who's the baddest of them all? Can't hold on to what's not yours, that's for sure. I don't want your love songs, love me not. I'll just keep dancing here, and I don't spin in my head, no one in my bed. I'm good with me, myself, and I. Tell me that I'm all you want. Got it back for me 100. July, summer, miss me like no other. Touch and it turns to gold. My love, I keep it close. I'll have you on your knees. Oh. Eeny, meeny, miny, more. Catch a lover by his door. Pick them up, then let them go. Going through the motions like it's my job. Eeny, meeny, miny, more. Who's the baddest of them all? Can't hold on to what's not yours, that's for sure. Don't want your love songs.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Hola. Hoi.
Hi.
Bonjour. Hola.
Hello.
Channable nous aide au quotidien à optimiser notre catalogue produit pour mieux vendre sur les marketplaces.
Una forma en la que Channable nos ayuda a tener un mayor impacto es con su herramienta Channable Insights,
que nos permite tener información a tiempo real del rendimiento de cada producto y así tomar decisiones en base a datos.
One way Channable helps us make a bigger impact is by enabling smarter, more targeted campaigns.
Gracias a Channable, ahora podemos generar y testear miles de imágenes dinámicas y personalizadas con tan solo unos clics.
Grâce à Channable, nous gagnons du temps sur la gestion de flux, ce qui nous permet de nous concentrer plus sur la stratégie.
Because of Channable, we're able to optimize and launch campaigns across multiple channels with ease.
Because of Channable, we can now scale our ads by using a product feed, which saves us a lot of time.
J'aime Channable parce que c'est un outil à la fois puissant et intuitif et aussi pour la qualité du service et la réactivité de nos account managers.
I like Channable because they make feed management reliable, simple, and easy to manage, but also their team is always willing and available to go above and beyond for us whenever we need any help.
Ce que j'aime dans les équipes de Channable, c'est leur disponibilité et le sérieux des équipes.
Welcome back to the Impact Cube.
And we're back. We're still live streaming from a secret Channable location. And I hope you enjoyed this mini break and that you're ready for the second half of the Impact Cube. Because our next speaker is Sem Tielemans. He's Strategic Partnerships and Growth at Product Hero. Quick question for the audience. If you're watching right now, how many of you are still using Google's default CSS? If you are, you could be leaving money on the table. Sam's going to show us how to gain a competitive advantage by switching to a CSS partner. So, over to you, Sam.
Well, it feels like we've just unlocked another level, doesn't it? There's a hidden power-up in Google Shopping ads that most advertisers overlook, and it can change the game. Let's talk about how using the right Google CSS partner gives you a competitive edge in shopping ads. When you start running shopping ads on Google, your merchant center defaults to Google's own CSS. For example, the two ads shown on the right side of this page with "by Google" at the bottom part. Most advertisers don't realize this puts them at a disadvantage compared to those using a third-party CSS. For example, the three ads shown on the left side of this page. This is thanks to the EU's Digital Services Act, which promotes fair competition by preventing Google from monopolizing this service. Switching to a third-party CSS means you get a 20% margin advantage on shopping ads bids for standard shopping or Performance Max campaigns. That's because with Google CSS, Google keeps 20% of your bid as its margin before it even enters the auction. With a third-party CSS, 100% of your bid goes directly into the auction. There are two ways in which you can see and use the Google CSS margin advantage in your campaigns, depending on your campaign type and goals. You will see an increase in volume of impressions and clicks if you keep your ROAS goal and bids at the same level right after the switch. However, you can also improve the profitability of your shopping ads by lowering your bids, as you will have the same volume with lower costs. Now, the effect is, of course, dependent on the competition in the shopping ad auction. In the S-curve, it is illustrated how your bid or your ROAS target directly influences the volume of traffic you generate. If you're high on the S-curve, most of the available volume is already captured. but the advantage can help you improve efficiency and free up budget to invest elsewhere. From analyzing ads of over 15,000 advertisers, we have learned that these 3 optimization areas have a great impact on your shopping ads. The first one would be the bid strategy. As you now understand, your bid strongly influences the position of your ads. Use segmentation to adjust bids by category, margin, sales or performance. Push high margin, high performing products and pull back on poor performers. Choose manual CPC or automated bidding wisely. The second area is relevance. For shopping campaigns, Google uses the keywords based on your product feed. So, optimize titles and descriptions by adding relevant keywords, categories and attributes such as color, size, or materials, and your product images. Smart tools from CSS partners can fill gaps and enrich your feed for better matching. Thirdly, we have market. 2 parts matter for your market position. Brand and campaign history, which is more of a long-term factor that builds authority, and price competitiveness, an immediate lever. Small price differences can significantly shift your visibility. Monitor competitors' prices and adjust bids on competitively priced products. So, if you had to walk away with just 3 things from this talk, here's what will make the biggest difference for your shopping ads. Switch to a third-party CSS to get a 20% shopping ads bidding advantage, plus potential for better feed tools and support. Decide your position on the S-curve and your goal with switching to a CSS partner. More profitability or more volume. And finally, focus on these levers. Bid smartly with segmentation and strategy. Boost relevance by optimizing product data. Watch pricing to win the auction. The margin advantage is a great start. The real gains come from smart optimization after the switch. Thank you, and back to you, Jim.
Awesome, good stuff. Thank you, Sam. I think it's time to reveal level 4. Let's go. We made it to the final level. And for this one, we're joined by Arthur Lubrano from Channable's commercial team. He'll be sharing best practices to ensure your ad creatives truly stand out. With AI tools for visual creation popping up everywhere, creating images has never been easier. But producing on-brand, high-quality visuals at scale, that's the real challenge. And that is exactly what Arthur is helping us to tackle. Let's go.
Thank you, Jim. Now that you have the best bidding strategy, the best feed enrichment with AI, and the smartest campaign segmentation, what happens if your images are poor or irrelevant? Well, your ads won't perform. You know this already, right? How much time do you spend on creative optimization for Meta or other channels? How about Google? Bad creatives fail to grab attention anywhere. Product images that don't change frequently become irrelevant. And if you don't meet Google's image requirements, well, your products won't even go live. That's the harsh reality. In e-commerce, creatives are the silent sales force. If you don't master them across all paid media channels, you're leaving money on the table. Is there a way to solve it? Let's dive in. First, when it comes to your product feeds, images are just not accessory. To unlock their full potential, you need to understand and master the different image attributes available in Google Merchant Center. The first one is your image link. This is your primary image. It should be clean, high-resolution packshot, ideally against a white or neutral background. Think of it as your product's official portrait. This image is often the very first interaction shoppers will have with your brand, so clarity and professionalism are non-negotiable. Then you have the additional image link. You can add up to 10 supplementary images per product. Use these to show your product from multiple angles, highlight details, or display packaging. For categories like apparel, beauty, or furniture, additional images can reduce purchase hesitation by providing a more complete overview of your product. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have those additional images available on their website and don't push them to Google? Well, from my experience, I can tell you, too many. Give Google alternatives and start using your additional images now. Then, last but not least, lifestyle image link. This is where you can move beyond functionality towards emotional engagement. Lifestyle imagery showcases your product in like ready to wear, ready to enjoy. It demonstrates context and helps customers to forecast ownership. Emotionally engaged customers deliver 306% higher customer lifetime value. In other words, lifestyle imagery doesn't just drive clicks, it builds long-term brand equity and repeat purchases. Now that you know what images to use in feeds, let's talk about what you want to avoid. Does this look any familiar to you? Product images getting automatically cropped? You're not alone. Indeed, if you want your product images to be displayed correctly in Google Ads, the rule is very simple. Follow Google's guidelines. Google's algorithms are strict when it comes to image quality and compliance. Ignoring them can simply prevent your listings from going live. Worst, Google will automatically crop without asking for your opinion. One of the most important criteria is the image size. Both images that are too small and those that are excessively large will trigger errors. This means your product won't be approved and you'll miss out on impressions and sales opportunities. But no worries. To make sure your ads look like this, you can easily adjust it by creating a Google-friendly template within Channable Creative Tool. Channable Image Rules allows you to get in control of all your product images in your feeds. Ones that are available from your web shop can be restructured, but also by generating new images, creating pack shots, for example. Enhancing your product images at scale across your whole catalog has never been that easy. And if you're already a Channable user, you can play with it for free in a draft channel. So, now that we covered the basics, let's dive into the best practices for your images. Scaling creative production manually is simply inefficient and unsustainable, especially when you're managing thousands of SKUs and running campaigns across multiple markets. The smarter approach is to automate your creative production. This diversity of assets is a key success factor. Asset combination is very powerful. Google automatically mix and match images, headlines, description, then evaluates which combination drives the best performance. In other words, you don't have to guess what creative will resonate. Google's machine learning will test, learn, and optimize for you. What you need to focus on is production. With Channable, you don't need to reshoot or redesign every product. You can take your basic product images, the standard pack shots that you already have, and automatically generate new variation. This can include lifestyle background, contextual overlays, or branded templates. By doing this, you give Google more creative options to work with. And the more high-quality variations Google has, the better its machine learning model can test and determine which images resonate with different audiences, devices, and placements. The outcome is extremely simple. More engaging ads, higher click-through rates, and smarter allocation of your budget toward the creatives that actually perform. Now, let me ask you this. When was the last time you changed your product visuals for Google Ads campaign? Probably you don't remember. Most of the customers and media buyers I work with keep the exact same images they have on their website in their campaigns. Let's take a simple example. My lifestyle image of the bag. On the left, summer vibe. But wait, winter is coming, right? How about adapting your creatives across the year? This is exactly where you can make a difference now. Continuous creative optimization, another key success factor in e-commerce advertising. Ensuring that your creatives stay relevant to what your audience is actually looking for. This, of course, requires continuous adaptation and adjustment of your product imagery. Oh, and yes, I see you raising your eyebrows right now with those text overlays and call to action in the images behind me. I know you must think this is not Google friendly at all. Well, actually, this is a cliché. You can display those creatives in standard placements in your PMAX campaigns. Coming back to continuous optimization, you have multiple opportunities to challenge and design new images for your products. Seasonality is one, but not only. Sales periods, highlighting promotions or discounts during peak retail events like the Black Friday coming up. Also, you have new collections to showcase the latest arrivals, ensuring that your imagery reflects this innovation. Instead of relying on a static set of images, you refresh and rotate creatives on an ongoing basis. By doing so, you avoid ad fatigue, stay aligned with your customer intent, and maximize relevance at every stage of the shopping journey. Now, all the strategy we've discussed, starting with mastering the rules, leveraging image attributes, meeting Google's requirements, automating creative production, and continuously optimizing those creatives, keep testing and learning. This, of course, is not only applicable for Google, but across all media channels where you invest your budget, each of them having their own requirements, adding one layer of complexity when you want to optimize your products across all ads. It can be executed more effectively with the right technology. Still having some doubts? Well, Channable has already helped thousands of advertisers to scale their creative production. Here is an example of how Havaianas did it. The platform provides the brand a centralized hub for creative production and feed management, allowing them to scale efficiently across all paid media channels and different countries. Some of the key capabilities they are using are the image rules, to target only products they want for the duration of time that they decide, adding overlays, logos, call to actions, using AI to remove background and generate new images. In short, Channable doesn't just help you to comply with the channel standards like Google, it empowers you to continuously test, adapt, and scale creatives in a way that actually drives performance and efficiency. And the best part? Our product team is cooking up some more AI feature to make your life easier while generating creatives. So you can sit back, relax, and let the platform do the heavy lifting. Be a pioneer of Google Creative Optimization and start challenging your product images now.
Wow, that's a powerful message, Arthur. Thank you so much. And I think it's time to unlock the final level 5 before we move to the AI announcements.
Hey everyone, I hope so far you are enjoying the content coming from Impact Cube. My name is Renier and I'm a performance lead at Google. And let's talk about something that can highly improve the results of your online advertising campaigns. Your creative. You know, the videos, images, and text you ingest in your Google Ads campaigns. It turns out your creative is the single most important factor for getting great return on your ad spend. So it's worth optimizing. According to some research, it's even more powerful than brand recognition. So if you want your ads to work, you've got to get the creative right. Let's dive into some suggestions to get the most out of your Google Ads creatives. Now, first of all, the digital world is a busy and complex place. Customers are everywhere. They are scrolling on YouTube, searching on Google, checking their Gmail, you name it. It's a lot to keep track of, right? Now that's where Performance Max comes in. It uses Google's automation to take all of your creative pieces and automatically figure out the best combinations possible to show to your audience. It saves you a ton of time and makes sure your ads are always working for you, no matter where your customers are. The more creative pieces you give it, the smarter it gets. So what do we give it? It's simple. You provide the building blocks, your images, logos, videos, and your ad text. Performance Max then use those blocks to build compelling custom ads that fits on every single Google channel. Since Arthur in the previous presentation gave some suggestions about image and text best practices, let's have a look at video. For videos, use the ABCD framework as a guideline to produce your ads. The A is for attention. Grab attention right away. Hook them fast. Don't wait. Now over to branding. Show your brands early and often. Put your logo or product in the first few seconds and bring it up throughout the video. Let your product be the star. The product is the most important thing. Your branding should just help it shine. Now to clarity. Be specific. Right away, tell your people what your product does and how much it costs. Show what it does. Instead of just talking about the benefits, actually show them. Use real examples or testimonials. Finally, tell them what to do. Give a clear call to action. Tell them exactly what you want them to do next or what they can expect. Make it easy. And maybe a pro tip, make sure you have your videos in different shapes like horizontal, square, and vertical, so they look great everywhere. An ad campaign isn't a set it and forget it thing, right? It needs continuously attention and optimization. To keep getting great results, you have to keep your creative fresh and monitor it. Once your campaign is running, check it on every few weeks. Use the ad strength report to see which images and videos aren't working as well as others. Then replace those with new fresh creatives. It's a simple process that can make a huge difference in your long-term success. Now, if you don't have a huge creative team, no problem, don't worry. Google has some AI built-in tools to help you. Our AI solutions can help you write compelling ad headlines and description and even create images for you. One particular cool tool I want to point out is generated assets in Performance Max. You know, we've all been there, staring at a blank screen, trying to come up with new ideas for our ad campaigns. But what if I told you there's a better and easier way? You can harness the power of Google AI by easily creating high-quality text and image assets. And here's how it works. Just give Google AI your final URL and it will analyze your landing page to curate and generate images specifically for you. And if you want more control, you have a few options. You can use text-to-image prompting to create even more images. You can also reference images to steer the AI and generate new ones on brand images. And if you see an asset you like, just click more like this to create even more variations. The best part, you're in complete control of your creatives. So you can revise or remove any of the suggested assets and even tell the AI to create more options based on your unique vision. And maybe one more amazing tool to point out. We all know that people watch videos on their phones and they hold their phones vertically, right? That's why we're using Google AI to automatically reformat your existing horizontal videos into a vertical or a square format. This makes sure your videos look great and feel natural on new surfaces like YouTube Shorts. Now, let's close it off. 3 main key takeaways. Please leverage Google AI automation by feeding a variety of creatives into PMAX. Google's AI will make winning combinations for you. Follow creative best practices for text, images, and video. For video, follow the ABCD framework and leverage all available video formats. And last but not least, leverage Google's creative AI tools for creating lifestyle images and readjusting your video formats. Have fun.
Thank you, Reinier. I think it's great that we have Google directly giving us tips and tricks on how to improve the quality and visibility of our ad creatives, right? Okay, I'm sure you all feel like you've leveled up your ad knowledge today, but we've got one final exciting announcement that's going to help your Google Ads game get to the next level. Let's bring to the stage the one and only Anisha Tiwari. There we go.
Hey everyone, I'm really happy to be here, closing off the Impact Cube. Growing up close to Mumbai, one of the most chaotic and vibrant cities in the world, taught me a lot about navigating complexity. Since moving to the calmer pace of the Netherlands over a year ago, I've been able to bring that skill to my work as the AI product manager at Channable. Because in the world of e-commerce, it feels like complexity is everywhere. You want to grow your business and get your products seen and sold across every new ad platform, marketplace, and social channel that you can. But each one of those is like a new locked door with its own unique rules and requirements. So you're either struggling just to get the door unlocked and your products listed, or you get them live only to face poor performance, low clicks, wasted ad spend, or an off-brand message. And if your product feed isn't built as the master key, you end up stuck at the door, locked out of growth. But what if you could create that master key yourself? Today, I'm excited to be here, talking about how we can help you do exactly that. At Channable, we've already put AI to work where it matters the most, the boring, repetitive jobs that eat up your time. Let me show you what's possible right now. First, you need to ensure your products land in the right category so the right buyers can find them. Every platform has its own format, and our AI-powered categorization can handle that complexity for you. With over 35 million attributes already generated for hundreds of our users, our AI is solving one of e-commerce's biggest headaches, missing product data. Think of all those important bits of information that are often left blank, from color and material to brand name and size. Automatically find and fill over 20 different attributes, ensuring your listings are complete and ready to rank higher, look more polished, and ultimately drive more clicks and conversions. If you want to sell in new markets, you can instantly localize these product attributes into 8 different languages. So you can launch in new countries in minutes, not months, and start capturing revenue faster. And for your paid campaigns, you can generate optimized keywords directly from your product data. This doesn't just save setup time. It gives you more relevant ads, higher quality traffic, and better return on your ad spend. Finally, let's talk images. You can clean and standardize your product photos at scale, ensuring they look perfect on every platform. No external tools needed. You can achieve all of this right now in Channable, starting with the product feed that you already have. So what's next? Well, I'm here to give you a sneak peek to the new tools that we're adding to our AI suite. Let's dive into it. Remember how we talked about every new channel being another locked door? With Channable, you'll never need to learn a unique requirements of a channel again. That's why, starting with Google Shopping, we will give you specific channel recommendations to help you get listed faster, improve discoverability, and boost conversions on that platform. And that's where AI comes in. We won't just identify the problem, we will help you automate the solution. Here's an example. Imagine your feed has attributes like man and woman, but the platform of your choice only accepts a certain list, like female and male. With AI mapping, we can detect this mismatch, show you how to fix it, and instantly map the correct gender for all your products. Now, for our final sneak peek, let's talk about a huge lever for your performance, your titles and descriptions. We've already heard from our speakers today about how critical the right content is for visibility and conversions. That's why I'm thrilled to announce that you'll soon be able to generate them at scale right here within Channable. Let's take a look at how this works with a quick animation. It's simple. Connect your LLM. Use our expert-tested prompts or create your own and generate high-performing content in seconds. No matter the size of your product catalog, you can do it all at scale and in one workflow. While AI unlocks endless possibilities for new content, real performance gains are driven by data. Channable unites these, giving you the power to turn wasted ad spend into winning campaigns. With insights, you can see which products are underperforming, use AI to experiment with the new content, and then measure the impact of your changes all in one place. It's that combination of AI speed and data-driven control that makes this just so powerful. This isn't just automation, it's efficiency without losing control. We handle the complexity so you can focus on the result. Turn locked doors into growth opportunities with Channable, your master key to scaling smarter and faster. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you, Anisha, for this final presentation and those exciting AI features that you are building at Channable. It looks like we made it to the end of the event. Over the course of the day, you've been collecting insights, strategies, and inspiration piece by piece, card by card. So thank you so much for being part of the 5th edition of the Impact Cube. Also, a heartfelt thanks to our incredible speakers, the team behind the scenes, and of course to all of you for your energy, curiosity, and engagement. But remember, this is not the end. The conversation continues beyond today. Keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep driving your Google Ads and e-commerce strategies forward. Until we meet again, thank you and see you next time. Thank you so much.